Hi boys and girls, today we are going to play a game called Farkle. And this is a really fun dice game that I'm excited to teach you that I hope you and your group are going to enjoy. So let's go over some of the rules of Farkle, and then I'm going to play an example hand so you can understand exactly how to do it. So some rules to begin. First of all, rule number 1 talks about how we decide who goes first. So everyone in your group is going to roll one dice to figure out who goes first. The highest number is going to be the person that starts. The highest number will be player 1. Okay. Once you've figured out who goes first, all the rest of the hands start by rolling 6 dice. And to roll these dice, as you roll your dice, in order to start to put your points on the board, you have to get a minimum of 500 points to start. In order to save them. If you don't get to 500 points right away, that's okay. You just are you Farkle, and you'll get to try and get points your next turn. In order to keep rolling, you have to save at least 1 dice from every roll. You must remove at least 1 die after each roll, and I'm going to show you what I mean and what that looks like in a little bit. If you can't set aside or keep any dice, that's a Farkle. You lose your turn and you lose your points, okay? Not the points that are already on your point chart, but you lose any additional points you would get in that hand. If you use all 6 dice to create points, you get to take an additional turn, but be careful, it could cause you to Farkle if you can't set aside any dice to save. And you begin the final round once someone has reached 10,000 points or more. So let me show you how we play. Now, on the top of your rule sheet, as well as the scorecard that you're going to get, you have the Farkle breakdown of points. And here's what that looks like. It all has to do with the dice that you are rolling. Remember, you roll 6 dice at a time. Once you roll 6 dice, you're going to take a look at the dice that you have rolled. You're going to look and see if you have 3 1s, 3 2s, 3 3s, 3 4s, 3 5s, or 3 6s. If you do, you're going to pull them aside. Well, Mrs. Edge, what if I have 2 1s? Can I pull those aside? Absolutely. Okay, remember, you're trying to build these and create these things as you roll. As long as you can keep 1 dice every time you roll, then you have the ability to build and create these things. It doesn't mean you have to get them all in one roll. So on the left-hand side, it shows you how many points you get for having 3 of a kind, 3 of the same number. On the right-hand side, if you get 4 of a kind, so if you get 4 5s or 4 3s or 4 1s, you get 1,000 points. If you have 5 of a kind, so 5 3s, 5 5s, you get 2,000 points. If all 6 dice you roll and you can get the same number, you get 3,000 points. If you get a 1 through 6 straight, now a straight, boys and girls, is roll the numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. If you roll this, that is considered a straight. That gets you 1,500 points. If you roll 4 of a kind, so that means you have 4 dice with the same number. So let's say I get 4 1s. And then I roll a pair. Pair means 2. Let's see. If I roll something like this, 4 of a kind, and then a pair, I also can get 1,500 points. If I roll 2 sets of triplets, a triplet means 3. So 2 sets of 3, I have 3 1s and 3 6s. It could be, maybe I roll 3 3s and 3 5s. Those are sets of triplets. And that gets you points as well. Okay, so I'm gonna roll and I'm gonna give you an example of what a turn would look like. So let's set that off to the side. Here we go. So I'm gonna shake my dice, roll my dice, and look at what I have. So I have 1, 2, 3, I got 3 4s. So I look, that gets me 400 points. Now, one of the rules says you must score at least 500 points before you can save your points and begin recording a score. So just off of these 3 4s, I can't put my name on the scoreboard yet. However, I'm going to keep rolling. I do have 2 3s, but I don't know if that's going to get me anything. And I think I have a better chance of rolling another 4 if I roll 3 dice versus if I just roll 1. So I'm going to try to roll again. So I'm going to leave these 3 out. I'm saving these dice, and I'm going to choose to roll these 3. I rolled a 3, a 1, and a 4. 4 means I got not 4 of a kind in pair. Right now I have 4 of a kind. I have 1,000 points sitting right here. So here's where this gets tricky. I can decide to roll again and try and get something with these 2 dice, or I can stop and say I want to keep these ones, because if I roll these and I don't get any points out of them, I lose everything. I farkle. So I'm going to choose to stop and keep the points that I have. So now I'm going to go to my scorecard. And I am player 1, so I'm going to write my name in player 1. And I have 4 of a kind, which means I get 1,000 points. So player 1 has 1,000 points. Then it would be my partner's turn. Okay, I'm going to go one more time, do a little bit faster, just to give you one more example. So I'm going to shake, 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 shake. And let's pretend I'm player 2 now, rolling for someone else, and I look at what I have. I have 2 1s, I have 2 4s, a 3, and a 5. Okay, so I have to choose something to keep. Now, as player 2, I need to get at least 500 points before I can save my points and get on the board. So if I get another 1, that's only going to give me 300 points and won't get me on the board. If I get another 4, though, that could get me 400 points. It still won't get me on the board, but it gets me closer. So I'm going to keep my 2 4s, and I'm going to re-roll these 4 dice. Whoop. Okay, I got a 3, I got 2 6s, and a 2. Oh, doesn't help me with my 4s. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try and keep my 2 6s. And I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to hope and pray that I can either get a 4 or a 6 here. I got a 4 and a 5. So I'm going to keep my 4. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4 4s still only has me 400 points. I need more points to keep them. So when I re-roll this dice, I'm hoping for 2 things to happen. 3 things could happen. I could get another 4. I could get a 6, because 3 6s gets me 600 points. Or if I roll a single 1, I can get 100 points. So 400 plus 100 would get me 500. Let's see. I rolled a 2. Now here's the deal. I can't keep this 2. This 2 doesn't give me any points. So as player number 2, I farkled. I have 0 points now. That doesn't mean I'm out of the game. It just moves on to player 3, and my hope is that next time I will get at least 500 points to get on the board. Wah, wah. I hope this makes sense to you, boys and girls, and we're gonna stop the video here. Your teacher is gonna pass out to you your scoreboards, your dice, and she's gonna put you in your groups, and you'll have an opportunity to ask any questions that you have. I hope you enjoy Farkle.